man. Okay, so now spoiler time.
Yeah. God, where do you want to even start? Because I want to talk about Jor-El.
You mean Bradley Cooper?
Yes. Which I didn't mind that it was Bradley Cooper. That's fine.
I did. I was like, he's not Jor-El. Like, okay, this is going to be the bias. When your first Jor-El is Marlon fucking Brando, you can't throw Bradley Cooper up there. I'm sorry. You got to get somebody with a little more gravitas to be Jor-El. I mean, I honestly, as much as I hated the beginning of Man of Steel, I didn't mind Russell Crowe as Jor-El.
Yeah.
Because he's got that gravitas about him. Bradley Cooper just looked like some scrawny little douchebag up there with a weight.
It turns out he is a scrawny little douchebag. Dude, this made me so mad.
That was fucked up.
This made me so mad. So for context, friends and enemies, let's get into it. So
the beginning of the movie starts with Superman in the famous trailer scene where he crashes and Krypto has to drag him.
There's this great preamble where they have the number 3 reused over and over again. So it's been 3 million years ago, metahumans appeared on Earth. 30 years ago, Superman fell to Earth.
Yeah.
3 years ago, he came to Metropolis. 3 weeks ago, he did
stopped
this.
The war.
3 days ago, he did this. 3 hours ago, he got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And
then he crashes down in the ice.
Yeah.
Krypto brings him to the Fortress of Solitude. I mean, that whole scene we've seen already.
Yeah.
Except for the part which they cut out where Superman, when he's there, he likes to see the video replay image from his parents.
Yeah.
And the video has been corrupted, so he only has the first half of the video. I do like that they had them speaking in a different language.
I love that they're speaking Kryptonian.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Great touch.
That was great. That was amazing.
But it's fucking Bradley Cooper and I can't remember
Ratcatcher 2.
Oh, is that who that is?
It's Ratcatcher 2.
Oh, fuck. I thought I recognized her from somewhere.
Yeah. Because you have to have
everybody,
this is James Gunn's stable. James Gunn brought his whole stable, so it's not just Nathan Fillion. He also brought Bradley Cooper, and he has Michael Rooker doing 1 line, and he has Pon Clementif doing like 3 lines.
He has brother for 1 second.
He has his brother for 1 second. Yeah. He has fucking John Cena shows up.
Oh yeah.
He has
Peacemaker. That was kind of funny.
He has fucking Alan Tudyk plays a major role.
See, okay, I'm only gonna quickly cut this off. I know we got to go back to talk about Bradley Cooper. I wish when they cut to that scene of the Fox News like show.
Which should have been G. Gordon Godfrey. Hello. Anybody else from DC know who G. Gordon is?
That's true.
It should have been G. Gordon.
That's true. When they had the Peacemaker, they should have had Vigilante there too. Like fucking like waving at the camera or something.
Or like do like a Today Show type thing where there's people outside and so Vigilante is outside holding a sign.
Dude,
Peacemaker rules.
Do that? That was the easiest slam dunk humor comic relief on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
You know, put Vigilante in there with fucking Peacemaker.
Yeah, no,
dude.
I just a missed opportunity.
Oh, that was the biggest. Like that one made me so bummed.
I know. It was a great bit, and then just not done enough. No.
All right, so back to the beginning.
And having Michael Ian Black as
which is awesome.
Not G. Gordon Godfrey was great. Just call him G. Gordon.
Yeah.
Just call him G. Gordon. That's all you need to do. But so the thing with Jor-El is this. So Superman has this whole thing where he likes to watch this video of his parents, and it makes him feel happy and safe and secure in his own.
Because they say we love you.
Yeah, and you know, go out, do good. We're saving you. We save you because we want you to have a good life. Here's this place for you to do well.
Yes.
And so Superman watches this video, goes, fights Bizarro, and comes back to his life. Blah, blah, blah. Time goes on. Lex Luthor unleashes a monster. It is defeated by Superman in my favorite scene of this movie.
My favorite scene, and I do love how they showed the empathy of Superman because he didn't want to kill the beast.
He kept on trying to find other solutions to this problem.
But it was Mr. Terrific's like, are you fucking mine? And he just kills him.
We're doing this now.
Yeah.
And no, just like everything about that scene is so perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
It's perfect Superman fodder.
Yep.
Just like even down to the stupid, like again, things that made me annoyed, but I liked, but I kind of found them annoying. Guy Gardner putting oven mitts on the monster. I love it. I kind of hate it. I love it, but I kind of hate it too.
Especially because Hawkgirl, he's like, I put oven mitts on him. She goes, yeah, but I'm getting fucking beat up here.
I'm gonna get blinked to death.
That's what made it funny is he was so proud of the oven mitts.
Yeah. And so like it was great seeing a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Not just hinted at, like an actual real life Green Lantern. Yeah. Even if it was Guy Gardner, even if he wasn't a terrible wig.
But I'll be honest, if it was going to be anybody, Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion has to be it. unless
He
you're
was
doing
awesome.
unless you're doing Jon Stewart,
Yeah.
in which case, I don't know. There's somebody great. I'm sure there's a great person for that. But no, if you're having any of the white
It's got to be
lanterns, it has to be Fillion. It has to be Fillion.
He was, as much as I agree, it should have not been Guy Gardner, but as long as it was going to be, he was great.
Yeah,
he was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And he actually was the one that fought for that hairdo because he goes, "I love the Guy Gardner comics."
I know.
And he goes, "It's canon."
It is.
And I wanted canon in there.
It's an extremely dumb haircut from the '60s, but he's right. He's not wrong about any of it. He's fully right. It just. It's a terrible haircut.
And I did love that Lois Lane gave him shit about his haircut. Yeah. You should be worried about your fucking haircut.
Yeah. And like stupid things like him claiming that things that he doesn't like are against his oath. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about, dude? But that's perfect Guy Gardner. That's perfect Guy Gardner. Yep. So like I love that. But so we meet Guy and the rest of the Justice Gang during this fight. And they settle everything. They finish off the monster. And then this video is leaked by Lex Luthor where he has fixed the transcription from this recording.
Because of the engineer, which is one of his...
We're going to talk about whether the engineer should have been Metallo or not.
Yeah.
Because we were talking on our drive back about how these days comic books will take canon that's been canon for like 2.5 seconds and say, that's the canon we're going for.
Yeah.
And then they'll point to that and be like, but it's canon. And it's like, it's been canon for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
It's not canon. You have this other thing.
Those comic books that made it canon.
You have this other thing that's been canon fucking forever. Yeah. Or you have this character that was invented in 2011. Do you want to do Metallo? And that's where the last piece of kryptonite went? Because they say a lot, like, oh, all the kryptonite on the planet's gone. Mm-hmm. What if that was where the last piece of kryptonite went? What if it went into Metallo, to power Metallo, and you just have a female Metallo? And then we can have the argument over whether this is the same as Shayla Bell or not. But there's an argument to be made that the engineer, nobody fucking knows who the engineer is. Yeah. And she does the exact same thing as Metallo. So just do Metallo! Yeah. Anyway, non-Metallo has hacked into Superman's computer and has fixed the entire code or video for this thing. And in it, Jor-El basically says, go be Genghis Khan. Go to this planet. It's full of idiots. Fuck every woman you meet and create a new Kryptonian empire.
Well, this is the Invincible.
Yeah. That's the plot of Invincible.
This is the plot of Invincible.
And it's just like, that's not Jor-El.
Yeah.
That's not who Jor-El has ever been.
Not even a little bit.
In any iteration, at any time. In the 100 years that Jor-El has been around, roughly. I don't know when he was invented, but he's been around fucking forever.
It's been a long fucking time.
He's been around fucking forever. Yeah. This is not Jor-El.
No.
This is not Jor-El. This is not Lon-El. His wife, also wrong. All of this is wrong. You got the whole thing wrong.
Yeah.
How did you get the whole thing wrong?
And they started it so right.
Yes!
It's like, fuck.
You had it going, and the machine was running well, and we were like, okay, all right, we can have conversations about whether Superman should be in pain from being under direct sunlight, which I still think is stupid, but fine, whatever, we can have a conversation about that. And then you pull this, there's no conversation to be had about this.
Yeah.
This is just wrong. Yeah. You just got it wrong.
It is definitely the thing that dropped it a letter grade for me.
You might as well have had, like, it would have been better if it had been Zod instead. Yeah. And it's like, oh, in this world, Superman's dad is Zod instead of Jor-El. And so now he has to overcome Zod's genetic influence on his personality. And it's like, okay, that's something. You can't have... This is like Uncle Ben saying, like, with great power comes great responsibility to kill every fucking person who gets in your way.
Exactly.
No!
Yeah.
No! You're wrong!
It was obnoxious, and it was...
It's a huge miss. It's a huge miss for me. I agree. It takes the full letter grade down on its own.
I guess what I'm trying to say, I know, getting words out of my brain right now. What they were trying to do and what they ended up doing at the end was showing that Superman, he's not the Kryptonian, he's the human.
He's the guy who was raised in Kansas.
And that's why at the end they show, instead of looking at his birth parents, he's looking at videos of Mom and Pa Kent, because they're the ones that make him happiness. But that's not the character. The character always loves his Kryptonian parents because they literally sacrificed their lives for him to exist. And they gave him all this love and this support and this beauty and this wonderful, all this wonderful knowledge and all this great stuff. So yes, he can love both sides. He
should love both.
He shouldn't push aside. Like they're pretty much, James Gunn is pretty much saying, oh, you're not a Kryptonian anymore. Yeah. Superman always has that joint love of
he's both things. And that's something that we got to talk about, not necessarily at this moment, but in general while we're reviewing this, is all of the conservatives that have complained about Superman being pro-refugee and pro-immigrant. You're fucking dumb. You're fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You're so dumb, I feel like I need to hit you because that's the only way you're going to get smarter.
This is the same... They haven't changed the story since the 30s.
Yeah.
So why the fuck are you thinking all of a sudden it's woke? No, you're just looking for wokeness in every fucking thing you see.
And at the end of the movie, he objectively chooses to be an American and forsake his Kryptonian half.
Yes.
Essentially, he denounces Kryptonianism and becomes an American.
For his Kansas fucking roots.
Yes.
His farmer.
So why are you mad? Why are you mad? You get everything you want. He's always been an immigrant. He's always been on the side of refugees.
They got what they wanted.
Yeah.
They got what they wanted. They wanted a fake thing to be mad about to piss off idiots who won't fucking look into this shit and just think, oh, well, Hollywood's woke. It's like, no, you're just fucking stupid.
You're fucking dumb.
You're fucking stupid.
You're fucking dumb. Like, so dumb I don't want to be in the same room as you because I don't trust you.
No.
You might just grab a knife and start swinging. I don't know. You're fucking dumb.
Yeah, you're fucking dumb as shit.
And so that's my rant on that.
And it's like this is the most... And he even makes it the point of, I'm not political.
Yeah.
I didn't go to stop this war in the beginning because I was on one side or the other. I just don't want people to die.
People were going to die. I didn't ask permission to stop people from dying. And Lois is like, but you kind of needed to. And he's like, no, I don't work for the government.
Exactly.
I don't have to get permission from the president to do something.
Exactly.
That's why a lot of people are scared of Superman.
And I love how he made it a point when he was talking about, I can't remember the name of the army that he stopped, the
Bulgarian or something.
Yeah, Bavarian, Bavaria. It's kind of like Bavaria, but it's slightly twisted. He made it a point to say, yeah, I stopped them. I didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
I hurt a couple people, unfortunately. So even the guys he's stopping, he's not fucking killing them.
No.
Unlike what we want to do to fucking anyone that's not, that doesn't look like us. We want to fucking kill them.
Exactly.
And it's like, he's as anti-political as you could possibly fucking get.
And then people get on his case for being anti-political.
Yes!
And it's like, no, I have to be above all this.
Yes.
If I'm not above all this, that's really bad. If anybody's read Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, you know what happens when Superman starts working for the American government.
Oh, yeah.
Bad things.
Really
bad things happen.
He kills lots of people.
Yeah. Think Dr. Manhattan levels of just everybody gotta die. And it's just like, this was so good to see his arguments on all of these fronts. And I absolutely love that we got a scene where he turns himself in. Where he says, okay, people don't trust me, fine. I'm going to turn myself in. That's the right fucking thing to do.
Yes.
That's what Kal-El would have done, is to turn himself in.
But he was smart. He did it for two reasons. Mm-hmm. One, because, it showed that he's willing to turn himself in. But two, he knew that he had
that was where his dog was.
He knew that Luthor was in league with the government.
Yeah. I want to talk about Luthor for a little bit.
Yes.
Because while I love the version that we get here from Nick Holt, there were some elements of it where I see what they're doing. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit more well done than Jesse Eisenberg's version of Lex Luthor, who is just Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, he's fucking insane and terrible.
But they still do some stuff that I found deeply annoying.
Okay.
I'm looking at all of the LexCorp people, I won't call it Luthor Corps, all the LexCorp people who are wearing Hawaiian shirts and listening to party music on the beach.
That was weird.
What the fuck is this? What is this? Why is this a thing?
I didn't quite get that.
I didn't get that. I like, he's this really buttoned up guy, and then all the people that work under him are partying. And it's supposed to be like this dichotomy of like, he's up here, but he still lets everybody be themselves.
Yeah.
But
that was a little weird.
I didn't get it, and it also felt forced because everybody was wearing matching Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
So it still looked like a uniform. It just, I didn't get it. I didn't get that part
And
of it.
like, if it would have been different if they had said he was trying to hide the portal.
Yeah.
But they were all military tents.
Yeah.
With his Iron Man. I'm just calling them Iron Man because they were like Iron Man suits. What do they call them? The Ravens?
What were they called? Oh,
I thought it was something like the Ravens or
like
something
the
like
Warhawks or Ravens or something like that.
But they, these guys were pretty much in Iron Man suits. Were walking around.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so yeah, I see your issue with that because it doesn't make sense. They should have been dressed all in black like his other minions.
Yes.
But if you are trying to hide it and you make it like tiki huts or something, yeah, I can understand them being in Hawaiian shirts. Totally get it. But you didn't have the rest of the aesthetic to go with it.
Yeah. No, it just made no real sense to me as far as like a design choice. It's not bad. It's not even really a problem, but it just doesn't fit. It takes you, it's like that fight going on outside their window. It's supposed to be for the bit. It's just for the bit.
Yeah.
And instead, it breaks Berger's law. And it suddenly takes us out of this moment and makes us go, but what's up with the shirts?
Yeah.
What's all this about? What's going on?
And you never get an answer.
And you don't get an answer.
Nope.
Why are they playing rock music on the radio and acting like they're, soldiers in Fallujah on leave?
Yeah.
I don't get this.
And they weren't soldiers. The only ones that were soldiers were the ones in the suits.
In the suits.
The rest of them were scientists.
Yeah.
But then they were the ones that are like also attacking Mr. Fantastic. It's like, not Fantastic.
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific. Stupid Fantastic Four so in my head. Right?
I know. If we can take a quick aside into Fantastic Four.
No, I don't want to ruin the show.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I could see that. And it's weird because I bet I'm going to look up something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious. And I wouldn't say this is his fault. This, I think, is just how the world is nowadays. But I'm curious to see Nicholas Holt's age. So he was 89, so he's 36.
Mm-hmm. Apparently called Superman Legacy. I didn't realize that was what we were calling it. They didn't put that on any of the promotional materials.
Okay, so when Hackman made the first Superman, he was 10 years older than what Holt was when he made this.
Mm.
The only problem I had is Holt, he has such a young face.
Yeah.
That even though he was really portraying the psychoticness, the gravitas, everything you need from Luthor, he kind of looked a little too young.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I would say he looked too young for the point they have him in the story.
Yeah.
So like Superman is new to the game.
Yeah.
In some canon, Superman and Luthor both came from Smallville, and they're like similar ages. So you could have done something where maybe a younger Luthor didn't have this big whole situation he has now, but he has kind of like what Hackman was in the first movie. He was this super genius, but didn't have a lot of resources, but still found a way to fuck up Superman and almost the world.
Yeah.
I would have almost rather them start there, and then maybe the next one, when they're a little older, have him advancing up along the not only his profession, but his age.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it was hard to take him as serious sometimes just because he looks so fucking young.
Or age it up so that Superman's been in Metropolis for more than 3 years.
Yeah.
I know it breaks your 3 thing that you've been doing.
Yeah.
But I agree. I don't know that 3 years is the right amount of time.
I'll use this as an example. Take that scene where Luthor is at the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And he's sitting, which Frank Grillo I thought did a great job as Flag. He was really good.
Yeah.
But he just looks so out of place in that room because they all look like adults, and even though he's 37 or no, what did I say? He's 36.
36.
He still looks young.
He would only just be able to run for president.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's the only thing, and like them taking him so serious, a 36-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know he's a super genius and he's got all these things, but I don't necessarily know if that would be...
He's the head of Luthor Corps.
I know.
Steve, you have to take him seriously.
Yeah, fuck him.
No.
But I don't know. That was just something that, as much as I liked his performance and I really liked the casting, I just think the timing of it was a little off.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There were a few timing issues in terms of what they had proposed to us that felt off in terms of like, oh, it's only been X amount of time since X happened.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, oh, okay. So Superman didn't go to Metropolis until he was 27?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
That's very weird.
That's kind of weird, right? That doesn't feel right.
No.
It feels like he should show up at Metropolis at like 1920 and then work his way up.
It depends on if they're following the same timeline they did, because in the OG Superman film, they had him training at the Fortress of Solitude for years. Mm-hmm. And then, like, in that movie, he got to Metropolis as grown up. Well, if you think about it, I want to say Christopher Reeve was 27. Mm-hmm. So he was, about 27 when he got to Metropolis. Yeah. But, unfortunately, because they don't show the first part, you don't know if he had that training.
No. We don't know almost anything about where he came from or what was going on before this, because, like, that was one of my issues with the two-parent system that they propose, is that they really do, in my opinion, set it up so that Superman, it's almost like Superman loves his birth parents and appreciates his adoptive parents. Mm-hmm. So he loves and appreciates everything that his adoptive parents have given him, but he is devoted to his Kryptonian parents. I have never in my life met a Superman who was kind of vaguely ambivalent about his own Kansas-based parents. Yeah. I felt like he didn't have this strong connection with either Ma or Pa Kent. And we don't need a Martha moment or anything like that. But it did just kind of feel like he wasn't as deeply connected to these two people until the end of the movie. Yeah. And that was when he was like, oh, these are my parents. And it's like, dude.
Yeah. And it was... And I loved how they had these people act. Mm-hmm. You know, my big problem with Costner and Diane Lane, it's like, you're farmers in Kansas.
Yeah, they don't look like Kansas
farmers. You don't look like Kansas farmers. You don't talk like Kansas farmers. You're acting way too intelligent. Like, these people were like, technology had no idea. The mother was very down to earth.
The mom has her phone on speakerphone on the table, and she's bent over shouting at it.
I loved how they did that. Yeah. It's like, okay, this is how two people at their age in Kansas would fucking be. And even if they've raised an alien.
I love that they have accents. Yeah. That's something that we haven't seen in a lot of iterations, is Ma and Pa Kent actually having accents. Yes. And sounding like they're from this part of the world. The idea that Pa Kent has trouble showing emotion. Yeah. But everybody who knows him knows he's a big mushball. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I really like this.
I do too. I just wish they would have... Now that I've seen it, I wish they would have done like a little bit of
played more into that,
because I want to see that interaction. Because that is one of my favorite parts of that first movie, the 77 one, is that whole opening part in Kansas and when his father dies and all that. It's like, dude.
Well, and like that is one of my favorite things when watching any DC piece for Superman is seeing those small rippling changes. Mm-hmm. So like watching how in Death and Return of Superman, both Ma and Pa Kent are alive. Mm-hmm. In Injustice, Ma Kent is dead. Yeah. It's only Pa Kent that's alive, and he's only going to be alive for about 2 more weeks. Mm-hmm. To play around with those elements, that's a great opportunity. You want to talk about egotism bombs and doing it your way. That's a section you can do it in your way. And I love the way that James Gunn did it here. So I really, it's such a mixed bag at times, because I do love so many elements of this movie. Even stupid things like the Justice Gang having color coordinated uniforms. But then you also get into the fact that nobody in the Justice Gang has an insignia. Yeah. They should all have their own insignia. And instead they all wear the Justice Gang insignia, which is not fashionable or attractive or good. I don't know. I want to like this movie fully, but then it does these things that just push me back a little bit, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So like, I dislike how they're called the Justice Gang. Yes. I think that's stupid. I do like that the reason Mr. Terrific decides to help Lois is because it'll piss off Guy. Yes. That's great.
That's awesome.
I like that the reason Metamorpho joins the team at the end is because he's the only one that does like the name Justice Gang, and Guy needs the votes. Yes. Okay, so some of this stuff I dislike, but some of this stuff I really like. Yeah. I really do like. So it's just like, just clean up some of these elements a little bit. Don't get all Eye of the Tiger on some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is not for touching. You cannot change it from LexCorp. You just can't. Put that idea out of your head.
Still can't believe
you would do better to have him be the head of Star Labs than for it to be Luthor Corps. It's terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. Yeah. So, I want it to be cleaned up, because if it gets cleaned up, then it becomes a really great movie.
Well, my hope is, I believe this is kind of like the J.J. Abrams situation, where Gunn was writing and directing the first one, and then he's like going to be the producer.
He's going to hand it off to someone else.
Exactly. Of all these next DC movies, like, he's pretty much done making them.
Yeah.
He's now just going to be focusing on this. I hope, he has... I think he's smart enough to have that vision of cohesion, which Abrams did not have. But I'm hoping that the people he brings in don't have the same issues he has, as far as the gun humor and the gun ego and all that.
Yeah.
And that some of these complaints we have are kind of pushed out of it.
Yeah.
Because my worst case scenario, which I think is probably more than likely to happen, is he's going to fall down the Marvel rabbit hole, where they're going to have like 4 or 5 like really solid movies, and then they're going to find their rhythm.
It's going to become a formula.
And then they're just going to be the Eternals before you know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that's what I'm really, really concerned about.
And like it's tough, because all at once I want them to take their time, but I also complain when they take their time.
Yeah.
There's an argument to be made that having them be called the Justice Gang in this movie will make it all the sweeter when they're called the Justice League or Justice Society later on. Mm-hmm. That being said, I am not here for later on. I am here to review the movie as presented.
I do give them credit. We did get a pretty badass looking Hall of Justice.
We did.
That was awesome. From the outside, that brought me right back to my childhood, man.
That was great. That was a great Hall of Justice.
Nailed that aesthetic.
It felt a little big considering there's only 3 members. It's unclear.
Well, and that's what I love. The inside was like all boxes.
Yeah,
still.
it's empty. It's cloths. It's drop cloths and boxes and stuff. So like I like it, and you could argue that I'm being impatient. But at the same time, you know, when you're watching Justice Society World War II, the animated feature, you're not sitting here, you know, having a discussion with our man about whether they should be the Justice Society or the Justice Friends or the Justice Cohorts. We aren't getting bogged down in that. Yeah. And so the fact that we're spending time on this, and that it's a recurring bit that we're spending time on, I would just assume we not.
I will say, after seeing this movie, I am adamant on the fact you cannot have Pattinson's Batman in this. No. It has to be more like a Michael Keaton's Batman.
It doesn't fit the color scheme.
No, not at all. But it has to be that Dark Knight, but not Bale and Pattinson.
No. It has to be like, I still want Batman to have an edge, but I want Batman's edge to match every other DC animated piece that involves other superheroes. Yes. The edge that Batman has is that he's much more serious than any of the other superheroes, because he has to be, because he's the one that doesn't have powers. Mm-hmm. He's the one that has something very real to lose right now. Mm-hmm. And it's not a person that they love, it's themselves. Mm-hmm. And losing the mission is the worst thing that can happen to Bruce Wayne. I've been watching DC animated pieces just in the background recently, and there's just like Batman's gravitas. He doesn't need to be violent or cruel or aloof or any of these other things that we see in even Pattinson's Batman, where he's like, it's all a play, and he is just, the entire thing is the mission. I know, I've seen Batman stuff, I get it, but like there should be something else kind of mixed in with that.
I agree.
And like, I couldn't see Pattinson's Batman having a Robin.
No.
You know, it just, I don't see it.
Yeah.
And in the long line of Batman costumes, Pattinson has the black costume. I think we need a Batman with a blue costume. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's the next direction we need to go in.
You're not wrong.
And you know, I've heard some names that I'm like, that's interesting. The one that I hear a lot is I want to say Anson Mount, but it's not Anson Mount, though. That would be fascinating. A slightly older Batman.
He would be fascinating as Thomas Wayne, like we had talked about before.
No, it's what's his name? He was in Supernatural. Jensen Ackles.
Has been rumored. He would be a really good Batman.
He does the Batman voice in the most recent animated series.
But like physicality-wise, he would be perfect.
He would have the build.
He was in The Boys, and he was able to play...
not Captain America.
No, I can't
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
Terrible names. That's another thing that bothers me about The Boys. Just a world of terrible names.
Dude, he would be a great Batman.
Yeah. So, like, some interesting ideas batted around here. Some ideas that I can really get behind.
Yeah.
I just wish that we hadn't... I don't even know how to phrase this. I wish that it was cleaner. It's things like, at the end of the movie, when Superman takes Lois into a room to have an interview. And they start making out and flying and whatever, but they're still away from everybody else. And outside, Perry White is like, so how long have they been dating? Everybody knows that Clark and Lois are dating in the office.
No.
No?
Because Betty had said, she asked Lois about who she's dating. And she didn't say a name. She just said an oblivious like person.
Okay. I thought, because that was the part that got me. I was like, so does Perry know that Clark is Superman and he's just not saying anything? What's going on?
Yeah, no.
So, no, that makes more sense. But, no, I like this movie a lot. I just wish that they didn't get distracted by some stuff. Yeah. And, Gunn, this is a much better... this is much better on the ego carpet bombing.
It's better than Guardians 3.
I was going to say...
That's a low
compared
fucking bar,
compared to where we were a few months ago when I was like, this isn't going to work because look at the holiday special and look at Guardians 3 and tell me how this is going to work. That was ego carpet bombing on those. There is some light, sporadic ego bombing here. But that ego also is enough that makes it... That's why we have Metamorpho in this movie. That's why we have Mr. Terrific in this movie. It's because he had that ego and he said, this is how I'm doing it. So you take the good, you take the bad.
Facts of life. I do have to do a special shout out to... Okay, so Podcat was played by Pruitt Taylor Vince. He's been in a bunch of stuff. For those of you who might have seen the Constantine movie, he was like the priest that has a fit and can psychically read things through papers. When Superman is watching the flashback videos at the end, man, the hairpiece they got for him was horrible. It made Guy Gardner's hair look spectacular.
Yeah,
it was the worst.
It was bad.
It looks like they got the cheapest toupee and just threw it on. They didn't even have him shave.
No.
He had the same scruff he had.
Well, that was the thing that drove me a little wild was I'm watching this montage. And Ma and Pa Kent apparently haven't aged in the last 30 years.
Not even a little bit.
So how bad did they look when they were in their 30s?
That was the funniest. It was... Okay, that right there, it was horrible. Yeah. And I'm like, this is the worst. Whoever didn't bring this up when they were filming this, it is the worst fucking thing.
Well, that's what I honestly worry, is that someone did bring it up, and James Gunn was like, no, it's hilarious. Let's keep it. Because I feel like that's his bit. I feel like that's what he does. As he sees something, someone tells him, no, that's palpably wrong. And he says, no, but that's what makes it funny. It's not what makes it funny, Jim. It's not. It's bad.
See, and this is the difference between you take someone like Peter Jackson, who made Meet the Feebles and Dead Alive, and then made Lord of the Rings, and you cannot see the first two movies in that last one. Here's a guy that made Slither. And you can fucking see Slither.
In this movie.
Can.
There are elements of Slither everywhere. And again, that works for some things. Metamorpho in the negative zone or whatever we're calling it. That was great.
Yes.
That was straight out of Slither and that was great.
Yes.
The having all of the everything else in terms of the goofy comedy that just comes up out of nowhere and you're just like, this doesn't really fit here. I don't get this. I just don't get it. It's not bad. I just don't know how it fits into the machine. So
it's the problem is the level of filmmakers nowadays that are considered geniuses.
Yeah,
it's a low bar.
It's a very low bar. It's an extremely low bar.
For every Denis Villeneuve or Wes Anderson, you got a Gunn or an Abrams who people are like, they're genius. They're the new Spielberg.
Abrams, Gunn, Snyder, the Russos.
Yeah,
these are all people that have been declared like the new hotness.
Yep.
And they're the new hotness in comparison to others. Like if you were to compare this to like the guy that made 2012, I can't remember, Roland Emmerich.
Or Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah.
And the fucking...
Then yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I would go so far as to say even a director like Paul Verhoeven is a much better director than these guys, and he still made some absolute turkeys.
I mean, I will put RoboCop against any movie.
Any movie. Yeah. It is arguably a perfect movie,
and it's a shame because their early movies. I loved Slither. I loved the one with Rainn Wilson, the superhero one.
Oh, Defendor? No, that's the one with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. God, I can't think.
I can't remember either.
Super 9 or
Super
something.
Bad or Super Guy or something.
I loved some of his early things. Same with Abrams. I love Super 8. That's a great kids movie. Like for those of you who don't know, it's a period piece and it's a sci-fi movie and it's fucking awesome. It's like Stranger Things before Stranger Things.
Yes,
and it's fucking awesome.
It's just called Super.
Just Super, yeah. These guys have made great movies, but yeah, they get so full of themselves.
Yeah, no, they really do. They really, really do get super in their own hole and think like, wow, I'm a genius. I can do anything. And it's like, I'm not saying you can't, but I am saying you still need to have a lore consultant on staff saying, hey, just so you know, this isn't gonna make sense.
Yeah.
Like in the same way that you need someone there to keep track of the script and make sure that they're, people are standing in the same place that they were last shot and still holding the same cup that they were holding and all these other things. You need to have a lore master who's there to be like, hey, I get it, but also...
Like, knowing the fact that when George Lucas sold Lucasfilm to Disney, he had the treatments for the episode 7, 8, 9, and Abrams didn't even look at it.
Disney burned them. They were like, we don't need these.
It's like, dude, you could have taken what he wrote and then write your story around it. But like you're saying, it's the lore from the fucking creator.
Yeah.
Make it your own, but use what he foresaw things turning to.
You can't rewrite these things.
No.
Some things you can adapt. I always go back to the Christmas Carol because that has become my go-to when it comes to adaptative ideas and how you can still incorporate your own ideas and notions into a story without fundamentally changing it.
Exactly.
And I look at that in comparison to this, and it's just like, it's really just as simple as having someone there to go up to him and be like, yeah, no, doing great, boss. You can't call it Luthor Core.
Yeah.
You can't. You just can't.
Well, I think that's the problem, though, is he does know a lot of this nerdy shit, but he is so full of himself that he'll never have one of those people.
No, he is so full of himself, he doesn't think he needs one of those people because his ideas are even better than the ideas as they came to him.
Yeah.
And whether that's true or not is secondary to the fact that is how it comes off in all of his films.
No, absolutely.
All of his films have a sense of, I know better.
Yes.
Joss Whedon has the same problem. I know better than you. Just get out of my way. Let me do my thing, and it's going to be great. And sometimes that really works, and then sometimes it really doesn't. And it really just comes down to the creative liberties that these directors and writers take. And again, if you think that all you do is shit gold, then you're going to be shitting some real not gold.
Yeah.
You're going to be shitting the exact opposite of gold because you do need other people to come in and tell you, hey, it's not Luthor Core.
Yeah.
It's just not.
No, I agree.
You might as well call it the Daily Globe. You're so close and yet fully off. I don't know what to tell you.
Like you said, small mistakes. So I think I've come up with my grade. I am going to also give it a solid B. Mm-hmm. I will give it I don't know how you want to take this distinction of in the last 50 years, it is the best Superman movie.
Yes, I'll agree with that.
Next to the original.
Yeah, live action Superman movie.
It still doesn't even scratch the original, but it is great.
Yeah.
And it is a very entertaining movie. I think watching it more, the little irritants will
kind of meet out.
I'm hoping they'll start to peter out a little bit, and I'll become more of a because I do love, to me it boils down to Superman and Lois. If you nail those two, Superman / Clark and Lois. If you nail those three,
Yeah.
You got it.
And I did find it funny that they introduced hypnoglasses almost as a flex when they didn't need to.
Yeah.
Like, but he doesn't look like Superman. You actually did it.
Yeah.
You made Clark Kent not look immediately like Superman. And then you're like, oh, but he also wears hypnoglasses just in case. I was like, oh, you didn't need to do that.
I did love how guy is just like, yeah, Clark Superman. He's like, ah!
Yeah, he trusts too many people.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah,
That
that was also funny because I've never seen a Superman that trusting.
Yeah,
where he's just like, yep, Clark Kent, that's me. And it's like, dude, you have two secret identities.
Yeah,
you introduce yourself as Kal-El. If you're wearing the blue, you introduce yourself as Kal-El.
Yeah,
you do not introduce yourself as Clark. No, I do want to really quick before we finish up here. I do want to bring up Supergirl because I thought that really tied the Crypto thing together. Because
yes, it did.
The thing with Crypto was that it kept on coming back, and then they made you feel bad halfway through.
Yes.
So in the beginning, Crypto, every time he shows up, you're just like, okay, Cal, you're Superman. You have to be able to control this dog on some level.
Yeah.
And as you go through, Crypto disappears, and then he's hooked up to a machine by Lex Luthor and being tortured, and you're like, oh, now I feel really bad for Crypto. Yeah. You better not do anything to this goddamn dog, because I will fucking kill you myself. And at the end, we find out that the reason Crypto behaves the way he does is because he's Supergirl's dog, and Supergirl loves it when he does that.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay!
Yeah.
We made it! We got an answer on this. And I kind of love that she goes off to party on Red Star planets.
So she can get drunk.
I'm like, you know what? Good for you, Kara.
Dude.
You get some.
And that made me excited, too. Because I'm like, I will be excited to see a Supergirl movie now.
Yeah.
Knowing that's her personality.
Yeah.
Very, very excited.
Just her giggling on the floor while Crypto is bouncing all over her. It's just delightful.
But the question I have is, I know some backstories, they don't have her on Earth growing up like Superman.
No, she, in fact, in almost all backstories, comes way later.
Way later.
She's
like
older.
In her teen to like early 20s.
She's older than Clark.
Yes.
By a not insignificant portion.
Yes.
But timey-wimey space stuff happens, and she ends up being delayed in her arrival to Earth. And so she's the younger one, but she's older, but she's younger.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're doing that whole thing on this.
Well, the only reason I'm saying that is if she's only been on Earth for a short amount of time, just her dialogue was very Earth. Especially when she said, peace out, bitch.
Yeah.
Or see ya, bitch, or something like that. It's like, somebody who's not been on Earth for a long time is still kind of getting their feeding.
Well, like, you just need a line from Clark being like, I gotta stop letting her watch those shows.
Yeah, something.
You got to give him something.
But it's like, that's what makes me more curious about like when I know they've talked about doing a Supergirl movie.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot.
When they do a Supergirl movie, are they going to show her backstory since she is going to be older? They don't have to show her from a kid.
I think you have to, especially because Kara Zor-El's story is so interesting in compared to Superman's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've seen it done a few different ways now. But by and large, the broad strokes of the story are Kara grew up on Krypton, knows the history of Krypton.
Knew Kal-El as baby
Kal.
Yeah.
And gets put into a pod by her mother, gets sent off planet, goes through a black hole, ends up on Earth, missing some 13 to 25 years in the interim, and now has to relearn everything. But she comes at it from this very different perspective as Clark.
Yeah.
Where Clark has been born into this and knows all this stuff but doesn't know anything about Krypton.
She is, yeah.
Kara is like, why are you all so fucking dumb?
Yeah.
Why do you act this way? Why do you do this thing? Why are you so mean to each other? Why do you behave this way? Why are you so obsessed with this? And so I think that is something that it would be another huge misstep if they didn't do. In the same way that it would have been a bad idea to do a full origin story in this, it would be a bad idea not to do an origin story in that.
Exactly. Because you don't have to show the like growing up and all that.
No.
You could just show her as a teenager on Krypton.
Especially if like there's an element of her being wooed by Darkseid or something.
Yeah.
Like, come on, there's some really cool stuff you can do
here. That would be some really cool shit.
Yeah.
Which honestly, when they went into the pocket dimension, I was kind of like, is this for Darkseid?
Where is this?
For a second there, it kind of looked a little.
Again, another thing where it's just like, we need a name.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be the Phantom Zone or anything like that, but give me a name of this place. I need a name. You need to.
That would have been a good. That would have been a good shout out if they called it
the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a really cool shout out.
Exactly.
Once again, missed opportunity.
You have it. Don't call him Element Man, or have Lex call him Element Man, and then when he's introducing himself, he calls himself Metamorpho.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing, you know, Guy Gardner talking about being a Green Lantern, have him have some offhanded comment about not being Stewart or Jordan. Mm-hmm. I'm Gardner. Mm-hmm. I'm me. You got me. Those other two guys are apparently better than me because they're off doing more important stuff, and I'm stuck here with you idiots. Mm-hmm. And just like, I feel like it's there. You just got to push a little further and then reel in on some other stuff.
Yeah, I got you. Well, bees all around.
Bees all around.
So if once again, if you listening, I hope you take and if this is your first time listening to one of our reviews of a movie, take our criticism as that, but don't take it as like the movie sucked.
No, this is not a bad movie.
But we will be critical, even movies we like. We will be super critical and point out the parts that are wrong.
Oh yeah. I still want to watch Amazing Spider-Man 2 because it, for a long time, was my favorite iteration of Spider-Man.
Okay.
I thought it got so many elements of the story right. Mm-hmm. And I can also sit here and say, it got some massive things wrong. Just
Rhino.
Huge. Like, the Rhino stuff, it seems pale or medium in comparison to stuff like Aunt May being a nurse or the fucking planes crashing out of the sky or all this other shit. I'm like, get this shit right the fuck out of here. All the parent stuff, get it out of here. Yeah. You're wasting my time. Get it out of here. Get to the stuff that matters sooner. Rhino should be introduced at the top of the third act. Yeah. What are we doing? So I love that movie. I'm also hypercritical of it. I really like this movie.
Yes.
And that's why I'm really annoyed at the stuff it gets wrong.
Exactly.
Because you were so close. If you just didn't do that, if you just didn't feed your own ego and smell your own farts, we would be there. But you insisted on pulling over so we could all smell your farts.
Which, you know, this is still I don't want to jinx us. We're on a trend now. We have 3 A+ movies, and now we have a solid B. Yeah. And then for folks, to give you a little spoiler, we're probably going to be reviewing
The Phoenician Scheme.
The Phoenician Scheme, the new Wes Anderson film. That's probably going to be our next show. We usually don't have these stretches of quality. And then as soon as the Phoenician Scheme is done, Strange New Worlds comes out.
Oh, I'm ready for Strange New Worlds to be back.
I think the end of next week it comes out.
I'm so ready for it to be back.
So we have potentially a lot of positive, which is weird for us.
Dust off the Paramount subscription.
I just subscribed to it today. Yeah, I subscribed to it today. I'm ready, man.
Oh, I will throw a quick PSA out at the end of this review.
Okay.
I had this would have been in my watch play read, so I'm just going to throw it out there because it's funny and it regards WB. I, like many people nowadays, have been starting to bundle together my streaming services because that way I can't cancel all of them at once and I'm not paying an arm and a leg. Mm-hmm. So everybody wins. They win because I can't cancel all my streaming at once. I win because I'm not paying $20 per streaming service. Great. Happy to do it. I went to watch HBO and HBO kept on being like, you don't have HBO. And I was like, yes, I do. I have it through Hulu. And it was like, no, you don't have HBO. And this went on for about 20 minutes of broken links and QR codes. What had happened was, and this is important for anybody who has a bundle, you have to go into your Hulu and introduce your Hulu to your HBO and have them shake hands and recognize each other before it will allow you to say that you have HBO.
Oh, that's so dumb.
So basically I had to log into HBO through Hulu in order to use HBO.
That's so dumb.
Which I had been paying for months.
Yeah. Oh, that's so dumb.
The future we live in, folks. David Zaslav, you got my money again.
We're fucking doomed. All right, folks, this was NerdPod Generations episode 166. I hope you really enjoy it. We know we did. Once again, go to nerdpodgen.com. There are links to our podcast, also our YouTube channel, which Al has put up clips from a lot of our past shows, including and some of our more recent ones. Also, make sure to tune in for our next episode. Once again, it's kind of up in the air because Murderbot's also going to finish in that time frame.
It's very likely that it'll be a 2-4, like a Murderbot and a Phoenician Scheme. Probably Phoenician Scheme, and then if we need to, we can punt and murder.
Yeah, so we should have a nice meaty episode next episode.
Plus, we got 2 weeks of watch, play, read. It's gonna be a chunker.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. So look for that. It probably won't be for another about week and a half for the next one to come out.
Because you got wedding plans.
I got a nightmare of a wedding plan. But anyways, this has been NerdPod Generations. Al, who does our artwork and music?
Another PSA to anyone out there: do not have your rehearsal dinner 2 days before the wedding.
No, that's dumb.
That's a dumb idea.
That's the dumbest thing.
Our art is by Kortney Howell. Our theme is by Brendan Williams and James Connolly. I am Alfred Judson.
And I'm Steve Taylor.
And until next week, friends and enemies, we will be getting artistic. We'll be
Yes.
leaving this blockbuster bullshit behind.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm ready. Have a great week, friends and enemies.
Peace.